Hey everybody, it's Shizug and welcome back to Breaking the Deadlock. Today I want to talk about the bounties that come off of Guardians and Walkers and even the Patron, and I wanted to break down their true value and really bring awareness to how much each soul orb that pops off of these objectives really gives. I think a lot of new players don't fully understand the value of each of the orbs that pops off of the objectives, and I want to bring some clarity and understanding to how much each of those are really worth. And I think that with your new understanding, you're going to understand the true value of it and you're going to prioritize it in your games. It's going to help you out, it's going to help the whole team out, and let's get into the content. So the first thing I want to go over is the concept of the quote-unquote special soul. It looks the same visually as any other soul that comes off of a lane trooper or something like that, except they're shared between all teammates that are alive. So the most obvious case you can think of is the urn. When you bring the urn, you deliver it and you drop it off, a bunch of souls pop out, and then as you secure them or you let them naturally pop in the air, it gets distributed to your whole team. And they don't just come from the urn, they also come from objectives such as the Guardians and the Walkers as well. So first off, I wanted to talk about the Guardians and what they're worth. And note that these special souls, they don't look visually different than any other soul, right? They're just the ones that come off of objectives such as the urn, the Guardians, the Walkers. But each of these are distributed between your whole team if they're alive. So it's very important to remember that, and also note that if they're denied, it also is going to get distributed to the other team for each denial. So they're extremely important. So let's get into some numbers real quick. The Guardian gives you a 125 soul bounty. That's straight up from killing it. It gets distributed to your whole team. Everyone claims that bounty no matter what. But off of the Guardian, 4 soul orbs pop up. Each of these soul orbs is worth 39 or 38 souls, and they're fully contestable by your team and the other team. But these are special souls. They're going to get distributed to your whole team if you secure them, or they're not going to go to your team and fully distributed to the other team if the other team denies them. Each team can walk away with the full value of that soul. It's not just going to you, the individual, or the other team, the individual. Each team will benefit from a special soul across the board. So those special souls off the Guardians, that's 150 contested souls, right? And that means it's 900. If you multiply 150 by 6, you get 900. That's 900 total souls that could be contested for the entire team. So 4 bullets could mean the swing of 900 souls for either team. And if you think about it, if that's souls that belong to, let's say, Amber was the one taking the Guardian, and it was their potential bounty to grab, and Sapphire denies all of them, instead of it just being worth 900, you can think of it as a 1,800 soul swing. Not only is Sapphire taking away the souls from them, but they're also claiming them for themselves. So it's denial and gain, so that soul swing is much larger than you really think it might be. So next, talking about the Walkers, they're going to give a 250 soul bounty each, right? That's just the normal bounty. You kill it, that's secured no matter what. But then 13 orbs are going to pop off of a Walker, all worth 38 to 39 souls each. Yet again, they stay stagnant throughout the game. They're worth a static amount. And that's 500 souls that can be contested for each individual, right? 13 times 38 or 39, you get about 500. So if 500 souls are in the orb for each individual, that's 3,000 that's contestable by each team. So if 500 souls exist in the orbs for an individual, 500 times 6, you get 3,000 for the whole team. So we can apply that same knowledge from the Guardian. If you're securing it, you're also denying it from the other team. So that's a 6,000 potential soul swing if you deny the enemy Walker's soul orbs, right? If you get every single one, if you get all 13 orbs, you're going to deny 3,000 from the opposing team and put that 3,000 into your pocket instead, your whole team's pocket instead. If you see that a teammate takes a Walker and you hear that like soul crushing noise of shatters over and over and over, you know that your teammate messed up. And don't go and flame them, but just understand that that is really, really bad to have your souls denied for those objectives. Because not only are you and your whole team missing out on all of those soul orbs that pop out, but also it's going to the opposing pocket, it's going to the other team, and they're walking away with the benefit of their own objective dying. They just profited from it. So although like the flex slots are important and sometimes you want to greet a Walker or something like that, it's important to stick around and make sure you have a full magazine to secure the souls that come off of the objectives. So with the concept of special souls in our mind, right, where we know that some souls are different. They get shared to the entire team if they are last hit, if they naturally pop, or if they're denied, they're getting shared to the entire team for everyone who is alive. And now that we understand those special souls, I want to make a suggestion to the game for the kind of visual clarity of it. I think a lot of people don't understand how they're griefing the game by not securing them. So I wanted to suggest a visual change to the special souls that would maybe make it more visually clear to the individual that's taking the objective, whether it be the Guardian or the Walker, that they really need to hit those and that they're worth a special amount. I think if we got different particle effects on the souls, maybe it would make it more clear. because we don't want to change the size of them. We don't want to visually change the color because it's still like you need to know if it's your team that's getting it or the other team, if it's going to naturally pop into your favor at the end of it. So maybe having a special kind of particle effect would help the visual clarity to understand which ones are special souls and which ones are not. I think that could get applied to the Guardians, the Walkers, and also the Earn Souls, right? Because they're not the same as a Lane Trooper soul, but I think they need some kind of visual spice to really define them. And sorry, Valve, I should have put this in your forums to let you know that this was something that I think could be improved on instead of making a video about it. But it's not that the special souls are bad. Like, they're a good mechanic and they should actually be in the game, but I just want more visual clarity around if they're altered, because I think a lot of new players don't understand how much they're actually worth. And you're going to note from the intro, I also said the Patron has special souls as well. A lot of people don't actually realize that, but in the transition phase from one Patron form to the next, a couple of souls, I didn't actually bother to get the number because I don't think anyone's really contesting them. It's not the most important thing that's going on when your base is getting pushed. But the Patron will actually drop souls as well. It'll have special souls come off when it's transitioning from one phase to the next, and those can also be contested. But I mean, you should probably be fighting the people in your base instead, and not focusing on special souls. So what conclusions can we make about special souls, and what takeaways do we really have? Always, 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 when an objective is about to die, you should have at least enough ammo to secure the special souls that are coming off of them. If there's a Guardian that's about to die, whether it's your team or the other team, make sure to have a full mag for when it pops, because you want to hit those 4 soul orbs and bring them into your team's economy. That goes for Walkers as well. You want to make sure to be ready to secure the orbs, because that swing could go either way. Additionally, if your objective is about to go down, say your Guardian, your Walker, sometimes it's better not to contest and shoot the other players, but let it fall and deny the orbs to the best of your ability, right? If you're not going to be able to stop it, you're just going to go in, you're going to maybe hit a few troopers that are attacking it. Sometimes it's the better option to go and deny the orbs and bring them into your team's economy instead. Another thing to consider for Walkers is that there's 13 orbs spawning, right? If you don't have the most perfect aim in the world and you struggle with that, maybe something you can do if it's one person defending the Walker is you can dive into that Walker and contest that one player. If they're trying to deny your souls, if you put the pressure on, they're not going to be able to focus on that without keeping themselves alive. So if you can stress them out to the point where they no longer want to secure them anymore, then that's good for you. But if they continue to secure them, you've kind of lost the point of what you're going for, right? That if they're securing them, you're not getting that benefit. And if they die for it, you're going to get a small soul bounty. But the 3,000 contested souls from the Walker is the really important part there. The biggest thing to know and take away from the video is that the orbs that come off of the objectives, off of the Guardians, the Walkers, they're going to be shared between all of your teammates that are alive. And if you're denying them, it's going to go to all of your team if you are denying them, and it's going to bring that wealth into your economy. So make sure to fight for the special souls in your games. They're absolutely the most important thing you can do when your objective's going down, when you're taking an objective. And who doesn't like more souls, right? You're going to be able to buy your items, and that's a ton of fun to have more items and do more damage. So I hope you learned something from the Special Souls lesson, and I hope you understand the value of them now, and I hope you win more Deadlock games because of it. All right, everybody, have a good one.